Once again, I'm back around. Real shit back in style. Haters reconcile.
Today we're going to be working on stances, strikes, blocks, and kicks. This is a reference video, not a training video, so I ask that you train and practice at least 3 to 5 minutes on each movement on your own. That way you instill it in your muscle memory. I'm going to give you 3 reference points: straight on, profile, profile. I want you to focus from the feet all the way up through the crown of your head, building a strong foundation first in any movement that you do. With that, let's get started. The first stance is going to be your T stance. 2 shoulders width apart, feet in parallel position, and slight bend of the knees. Always bringing the hands up even when you're doing stance work. So again, 2 shoulders width apart, feet in parallel, neutral position in that spine, and again, just slight bend in the knee here. Opposite side. And once again, this is called a T stance. The next stance is going to be a horse. The same position of the feet, except we're going to drop really, really low so that we're parallel with the ground. This is called a horse stance. From the side. So when I was learning this stance, we would bring a bow staff across the knees and make sure that it didn't roll off the front. You can also do this at home in practice. Horse stance and horse stance. The next one is going to be your forward leaning stance or bow and arrow stance. So from here, you're going to be about 2 shoulders width apart lengthwise, 1 shoulder widthwise. Front knee is going to be bent so that you cannot see your toes, and back foot is going to try to be in much of a parallel position as you possibly can. Again, really bending that front knee. Hips are square, straight forward, and hands up. Forward leaning stance. So in this one, we will switch right or left foot forward. Practice. Side view. Forward leaning stance. On this one, I like to move through, and this is how I practice that stance. Forward leaning, maybe you're turning, and move. And then I like the hands to match the feet. So once again, that's a forward leaning stance. We're going to go into a side leaning stance, exactly the same position as your T stance, and now you just lean to one side. Pretty simple. Feet in parallel position, again, 2 shoulders width apart, side leaning stance. Profile, side leaning, hips in neutral, side leaning. So when we are training together, all I would say is a right side leaning just simply means to lean to the right side, bend that right knee. Left side leaning, obviously bend the left knee. The next one is going to be your cat stance. So on this, your back foot is going to be slightly turned out on 45. Front foot is going to split that back foot in half. You're going to go straight forward with the toe, and I like to push into the ball mound of my foot on that front leg. The back leg is going to sit nice and low, and your hands can be up. This is a cat stance. About 70% of my weight's on the back leg, about 30% on the front. That way you can kick and come right back down in the same position. So again, cat stance, split the difference, bring it out from heel to heel. I'm about shoulder width apart if you were to measure. And switching, opposite side, cat stance. My hips are square, so try not to over rotate, but square it up and sit down. Okay, and the last stance here is going to be our transitional stance. We're going to be doing this a lot, especially with the sword work. So the back leg is kind of opposite of that cat stance. I'm going to be flat on the front foot and on the ball mound of my back foot. This is your transitional stance. I like to have equal weight here, so 50-50 on both feet. Hands are up, sitting nice and low, and switch. And once again, switch. Transitional stance. So how I practice this one is by moving. I go forward, forward, forward. If I was going backwards, cat stance, cat stance. It's a really good little practice that you can give yourself. So forward, transitional, back, cat stance, back, cat stance. Those are all of our stances. So next we have strikes. On this one, we're going to come into just a comfortable fighting position, maybe even that transitional stance if you want to, about 50% on each foot. At this point, we're going to have our left foot forward, our right foot back. These are just basic 1 through 6 boxing strikes, okay? So hands come up. Left hand is going to be our jab hand, always. Even if you are a lefty, you're going to start with that left hand. So here it is, punching straight, 1. I'll go from the side view. This is our 1. Left jab. First 2 knuckles are extended, tight fist. So rolling those fingers in and then wrapping that thumb right on top, okay? And we want to make sure that we're shooting out of those first 2 knuckles. That way we have full extension from the shoulder. So here we are. This is our 1 jab, okay? 2 is going to be your cross punch, your knockout punch. So from here, that backhand is going to shoot through, and I'm going to rotate to the ball mound of my back right foot. So it all comes together, and that way my body is supporting that strike. And we're going to use this a lot, especially in theater. We're going to have the big swing. You have to initiate from the body first. So here it is. That's our 2. Okay? So here we go again. 2. My other hand is always up. Once more, back foot rotates, 2. Okay? The third strike is going to be our hook punch with the left hand. You're going to dig down nice and low. We're going to go into that little transitional stance, but from the side, and we're going to throw directly to the side. So my palm is facing my body on the left. Hook, hook. And I rotate on the ball mound of my front foot as I'm throwing that strike. Okay, so that's our 3. Our left hook is our 3. Once more, I'll hold. That's the end position. Okay, so that's our hook on the left. And now comes our hook on the right. This is number 4. So here we are, digging down. And extend. Now notice, I keep my elbow as glued as possible to my rib cage. At the last moment, that's when I drive it off, okay? So this is our 4. Dig. Now my right foot rotates in. Twist and then twist. So here again, dig, throw. Dig, throw. Okay? Now 5 is an uppercut with the left hand. So now from this position, you had that 4, we're going to go straight up to that uppercut. Every single one, I'm going to dig with my body, not just with my arms, okay? So dig with the body, and then uppercut straight up the center. Think of chin or nose on this one. So drive, up, uppercut with the left hand, drive, uppercut. This is our 5. Last one is our 6. And it's with the right hand, uppercut. Dig down, uppercut with 6. And again, uppercut. I do rotate on my back right foot. Last one, drive down. And this is our uppercut with the right, number 6. So we'll put them all together. It looks like this. I'll come off on an angle slightly. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and always alternating hands. When one hand is out, the other one's up and guarding. Our next strike is going to be a basic hammer fist. So this is with the side of your fist, and we're going to drive downward, downward. Now this could be to any part of the body, but we still have that downward motion when we're initiating it. So again, it comes from the side. Use the breath to drive in, and this is called a hammer fist. Switching sides, hammer fist, hammer fist. From the side, end position, end position. Switching. Okay, so that is our hammer fist. The next one, we're gonna go more theatrical with it. So we're gonna go a big back swing. This, I want you to use the body. In theater, we have to telegraph the movement, especially for our partner that's on stage. They need to see it coming, and then it reads better to the audience as well. So from this position on a backhand, we're gonna initiate from that shoulder, taking a big step out, but remember to go outward on the 45. I never want you to go straight in towards your opponent or your partner, I should say. So here we are, we're gonna go out to the side so it reads well, and backhand. So really slow. We're just gonna do what in martial arts is a regular back knuckle with the back two knuckles. This one we're gonna make it a bit bigger, big of a swing. So you're gonna come across and make it big. Body first, and then arm. Again, body first, and then arm. Switch, backhand. Here. It could also be open hand. That's fine too. It could be an open hand or a back fist. Yeah? So what you want to really focus on too is if your target, say the camera, you are right in front of me, I'm going to go past. That way it's a cell to the opposite side. So I go past from the shoulder and then I swipe through. And then it's up to my partner to make a good cell, right? So again, from here, shoulder, and across, that's back. Now, let's go inside. Same kind of thing, but I'm gonna initiate from the chest, okay? So it's gonna go chest, hips, feet, and then that swipe across. So everything else happens and then the swipe across. So if it's a slap, we're gonna drive in, big swiping motion. So chest, hips, feet, go all the way through. Okay, now if it's a strike, we can do the same thing. If it's a punch, it's gonna be a big haymaker punch. So leading from the chest, same movement, and then drive it through, let it go. Okay, switching sides, shoulder, driving through. Remember, my end position is on that 45. It is not directly in front of me. So same thing, opposite side. Yeah, so chest, hips, feet, then the arm comes across. Chest, hip, feet, then the arm comes across. That's gonna be our theatrical in and out swing. The next section is going to be our blocks. So on this one, it's gonna start off with our upward block. Upward block, when I'm teaching the kids, it's from the belly all the way up. So you think of rubbing your belly and then going straight up. This is an upward block, okay? So in self-defense purposes, I usually just parry off to the side. I would not do this huge block, but in theater, for sure, we are definitely gonna make it a lot bigger, okay? So driving forward, again, I don't worry about the stance right now. We're just focusing on blocks. We're gonna cut across. This is my right hand. And then I come right above my eyebrow. Make sure that you're swiping, even on stage, make sure you're swiping up over the head, just in case, okay? So blocking upward, upward block. And notice I turn that hand out as well. That really reads that deflection, okay? So instead of keeping it inside, almost like I'm drawing back, I'm gonna push forward and up. So this is an upward block, once again, side view, and upward block. Feet don't matter on this one. Bringing it up through your midline, all the way up through the crown, okay? So upward block. Now we're gonna go for a downward block. On this one's just complete opposite. You're gonna drive down and through, down and through. So on this one, I would usually use it against if somebody's doing a kick or a low strike, I would come down and then just mark it out. So it's almost like a swipe, like a windshield wiper swipe. So you're just gonna block down and away from your body. Nice and slow, windshield wiper, down. You can have open hand or closed hand on this one. So side view, open hand, and we'll go close hand. Okay, so that's our downward block, just bringing it in and swiping down. A C block This is if somebody is coming in, you have a little bit of weaponry and the other person is empty-handed. So you're gonna go into a C block, which is a little bit more complicated. You're going to cross the body in the center. One hand is gonna go down and the other one is swiping up. C block, C block. And if you want to show more dominance or confidence in the movement, then you're gonna have your hand going outward, the palm of your hand. Otherwise, if we're just deflecting and just kind of moving back and pairing off of somebody, bring your palm inward, okay? So again, C block out, C block out. So our last block is what I was explaining before, what I would actually use in a self-defense situation. These are our parries, they're called. So all it is that you're just gonna parry off to the side. I always like to go to that 45, getting off the train tracks if the train's coming, and you're just gonna simply move to the side. You can have a palm out, which is fine. Palm out. The feet do matter. I want you to slide out on that 45 and then use opposite hand, opposite foot. Or you can simply keep your hand, your palm facing in towards the body. So either one on this is a parry, and this is also a parry when you move to the side, yeah? So going to the profile, inside, move. Remember, train's coming, get off the tracks, move to the side. Switching, 45 and 45. It's pretty simple. It's really just bringing that hand up, but I'm also slightly touching the opponent's arm or weapon, whatever they're using, right? So that's an outside parry. Inside parry is a little bit more challenging. You're gonna go to that 45, and I'm gonna use the same hand, same leg. So if I'm using my right foot to slide in, I'm gonna also go in with my right hand and parry to the side. So it looks like this. They come up through center, and I parry off to the side. Now from here, this is when I can shoot, I can do something else, right? So I am kind of playing a little chess game with them, so I'm letting them move forward as I take them out, right? So here we go, parry off to the side, and block. Just a block, kind of like swiping them through. Just let them go. Let them go, let them go. Okay, and on this one I do like to keep my palm facing myself, and that's called a parry. So now what you've been waiting for is our kicks. The very first kick we're going to learn is our forward thrust kick. On this one, we're going to make sure that you're pulling the toes back, so even in shoes, pull the toes back. You're going to kick with the ball mound of your foot. We're gonna bring the knee up. So in all kicks, we always have a 4 count with them. And what that means is our knee comes in nice and high to our chest, not our chest down to our knee. We're gonna extend out, and this one's in parallel. So make sure you're not turning those hips out, but stay nice and forward. Bring the knee back in, and then set it down. That's all there is to it. So again, extending up, knee, extend out with the ball, bring it up, knee, and then drop the foot back down. There's your 4 count, okay? So that's a forward. That one was more of a forward snap kick. Now with a forward thrust kick, we would just be dropping our hips into it. So it looks like this, up, out, up, down, right? So it goes slow, 1, 2, drop into it, 3, and then 4. Switching sides, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is our forward thrust kick, or also known as a front kick. Next one is going to be your roundhouse kick. So with this, we can kind of cheat this one a bit, and we can make it a little bit bigger, but I want to make sure that you're safe while doing this one, okay? So a regular roundhouse kick, I would just go through. If I'm going to, say, to the head, I'd go right through the head and then bring it back down. In theater, I want to go a little bit bigger with it, so we're going to do a bit of a swing. So the knee comes up. Normally, I would never do this. I would normally go straight up through the center, but in this case, we're going to kind of show what's going on. So I'm going to swing from the side and then let it carry through. Bring it back and then down, okay? So again, bring that leg up, carry through, knee comes up, and then down. Switching sides, knee comes up from the back, through, up, and down. Once more, through, up, and down. Side view. Going out to the side, lean. Make sure the audience can see that, telegraph that movement. Lean through, bring it up and down, don't lose your balance. Opposite side, lean through, up, and back down. And that is your roundhouse kick, the theater version. Okay, next one is going to be our side kick. So this is all the same, nothing changes on this one. You're going to bring that knee up, and we're going to go straight to the side, reaching with the heel, the blade edge of your heel, bringing it back in and then down. You're really going to feel this in your piriformis muscle, and that's exactly where you should feel it, okay? So bringing the knee up, 1, 2, extend out, 3, bring that knee up again, and then down on 4. Opposite side, 1, 2, bending or plying that standing leg, 3 and 4, 1, 2, bend, 3 and 4, side kick. Last one is going to be our back kick. I want that knee to come in, again, bringing the knee up to the chest, not the chest down to the knee. Squeeze that heel and adductors together as much as you can. And now we are going to shoot straight through. Now notice my body is going to drop down. That way I can counterbalance that strike. I always look over the corner of my eye, make sure where you are, bring it back in and then down. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll turn away. 1, look, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's our back kick. I do want to add one more though. Let's do a reverse crescent because I think eventually we can get some spins out of you guys also. So crescent kicks, you're going to go in towards your midline and then carry it through. In dance, it would almost be considered like a fan kick. But with this, we're going to have it bring the knee up. That way you can pinpoint where you want that direction of the leg to go. It's not just a big swing, but rather you're going to bring the knee up, extend, bring it back in and down. So that's the reverse crescent. I am using the ball mound of my foot. Same thing as my forward thrust kick, but now I just carry it across. So opposite leg, knee, up, in and down from the side. Switch, knee comes up, extend, bring it up, and then down. And that's your crescent kick. Eventually, we will add a spin in there. So you're gonna turn, spot, kick across. Okay, so that's our spinning crescent. And you can try that one. If it fits with any movement or choreography, we'll add it in there, but that's a spinning crescent. Other side, spin, torque your torso first, look, kick, land. Yeah, there we go. Let's have some fun. Keep practicing. Okay, so here's the way you can make this into a little bit of a piece, a little choreography. We can put all the kicks together, and this is a good way for you to practice. So we're gonna go front, round, turn, side kick, look, back kick, and now you can spin out of it, turning to the left, reverse crescent with the left leg. And that's it. This is your bonus feature. Those of you that are practicing with your Balasan knife, remember yours is going to be completely dull. It's a training Balasan knife that you'll be working with. But you will always have this, and we might even tape one side, that way you have a better grip. You have one side that is completely dull, and then you have the other side that's completely sharp, right? So the real ones have a very small tip on the other side that is sharpened, but your fingers will go to the dull portion of it if you do it correctly. So what we're gonna first start with is just a basic. It's just an in and out, and it's 3 cuts is what you'll end up with. So very beginning, hold the dull side, hold the non-pen side usually on this. You're gonna go out, 1, rotate the hand, not the handle, 2, and bring it back in, 3. Those are 3 separate cuts. So it looks like this, going normal speed. Okay, so it's pretty quick. And then right with that, if you have that extension, it'll be 3 cuts. Okay, so let's try it again. Open it, 1, change the hand, not the handle, 2, and 3. And on this one, you really want to focus on the index finger and thumb being the holding the weapon. Everything else is more of a guide, okay? And I like to go about 1/2 inch down from the head. So even if it's open, we're going to close it with those 3 same cuts. 1, change the hand, not the handle. 2, rotating it outward away from your midline. 3, closing it up. And that is also 3 cuts. So practice this, it's just your basic. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep on practicing this. Once you have this basic down, you're gonna go into a double, and that's what we'll end with. It goes 1 and 2, same thing as your single. Now, all we're gonna do is hang on to that handle. You're gonna cut across again, rotate, cut again, bring it in. So that's 6. So again, 1 and 2. Hold on to it, cut, cut, change, rotate, back. This is what it looks like in real time. Again, and that's a double. Okay, we're gonna have fun with this.
Hey, let's go.